presenting Realms from Sample Logic. This is a new dimension in processing, completely obliterating the boundaries between traditional reverb spaces and complex sound design movements. Realms is your intuitive new toolkit for designing convolution, digital delay, dub, chorus, width, rhythm, ambience, and so much more, making the chore of manually designing complex chains of multiple effects a thing of the past, creating constantly generative effects that evolve and shift between these four realms using the XY morphing pad to manipulate the sound in real time, assign MIDI control to XY axes and almost any other parameter. Over 400 presets and more than 160 impulse responses, all categorized and loaded in seconds. Plus, you can load in your own IR samples. Dive deeper with full randomization, serial and parallel processing modes, and a plethora of effect tweaking parameters. Realms can craft any space and push the limits of the sound in wild ways. First up, here are some examples of raw audio before processing and after, once Realms has worked its magic.
Something terrible took place. Something terrible took place.
And I've been waiting for you, love. And I've been waiting for you, love.
This is the main interface for Realms, which is an audio effect plugin built on vector graphics and completely resizable by dragging the corner of the interface just here. I'm going to start off with this simple percussion hit. This gives a great idea of the wild and varied atmospheres that Realms can conjure up with even super basic sounds. That's before you start throwing more complex instruments and vocals its way. To get started quickly, head to the main preset browser, where loads of presets are waiting for you, categorized into broad themes of atmospheric, basic, distant, rhythmic, subtle, and warped. As you click through, you'll see the 4 realms loaded with options: chorus, dub delay, digital reverb, and impulse responses, as seen in the central XY morphing pad. This dual access control makes it easy to shift the emphasis onto different processing, pushing the node towards a particular realm effect module, or moving it centrally to hear the result of 4 stems of processing. Or you can completely disable a realm's processing if you prefer. It's not just the main presets, each of the individual effects has many different presets too, ready to be selected to push your creative processing even further. For chorus, you can explore presets from mild to wild. For impulse reverb, huge variety: ambient, rhythmic, rooms, SFX, and short. For digital reverb, long, medium, and short, plus a range of expansive infinities. For dub delay, filtered, pitched, simple, and warped. Randomization is covered here, with options to randomize all 4 realms, or just a selection. Click the center dice to let the randomization go to work, selecting presets from the currently assigned realms. Let's look at how Realms works in a bit more detail. The first thing to note is this toggle, choosing either serial or parallel processing. With serial, the signal passes from realm 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, with each effect building on the previous one. Serial processing is the way to get maximum movement and interesting sonics out of realms. The XY pad affects how much signal is fed from realm to realm, so this is very creative in itself. For parallel processing, each realm processes the raw signal independently, and the resulting 4 stems are summed by the XY pad. The mix dial here is for setting up an overall wet-dry ratio. The high and low cut dials shape the frequency range of the wet sound, taming booming lows and shrill highs. Volume is self-explanatory, and you can bypass the entire plugin here. There are further setting options just here. Realms is very much at home with receiving MIDI and using it to automate parameters. Consult your specific DAW's instructions for how to route MIDI to an audio effect. Once set up, you can use MIDI control messages to tweak parameters in real time. Alternatively, simply right-click on a parameter in Realms to learn an external MIDI controller. This makes on-the-fly modulations a really creative affair. For detailed control, you can double-click any dial to input a specific value with your keyboard. Now let's take a look at some of the specific effects modules included with Realms.
Into my soul, into my soul.
It's always worth remembering that Realms is designed to combine and morph up to 4 effects simultaneously, so in everyday use you'll rarely hear just one. Nevertheless, I'll solo Realm 1 so you can hear clearly what's going on with each. Choose between the 4 effects here. In this case, chorus. Chorus is a phrase modulation effect for thickening up audio with multiple pitch and timing variations. You can hear the different parameter settings in effect as I flick through the presets.
Into my soul, into my soul, into my soul, into my soul.
The standard parameters are all present and correct, with rate, depth, and range pushing the sound into more expansive territory.
Into my soul.
Dub delay is a complex echo effect, where pitch changes and saturation can be introduced.
Into my soul, into my soul, into my soul.
This effect can be used either as a standard delay,
Into my soul,
or to create wild pitch and timing repetitions
into my soul,
by using the tone and LFO dials. Timings can be synced or free running, with an optional saturation mode.
into my soul.
Digital reverb is synthetic ambience with lots of preset options.
Into my soul, into my soul, into my soul, into my soul.
You should be very familiar with the standard time and length reverb controls. There are both pre and post modes, along with an optional high and low cut dial.
Into my soul,
Impulse reverb uses reverb models from both real-world and fantastical impulse responses, over 160.
into my soul,
And you can click to load in your own.
into my soul,
These IRs can absolutely transform a sound into unrecognisable audio.
into my soul.
Get creative with the range and decay dials to hear some crazy timbres.
Into my soul,
One last thing to mention, you can save your individual effects module settings. Just click this icon at the top right of a module. If you want to save all 4 Realms settings as a main user preset, hit this icon. Sample Logic's Realms is a wonderland of expansive and creative processing. It's not just about making your sounds wetter, as you can forge your own sonic journey with the multi-realm modulations. Try Realms on your favourite instruments, vocals, effects and percussion to see how far you can take them from their original tone. For more information, head to samplelogic.com. And thanks for watching.